Let's look at the incredible story who fooled even his closest pals by creating a web of lies about his lottery fortune. How a fabricated jackpot win led to a dramatic unravelling in the heart of the UK. Prior to his famed lie, Howard Walmsley's life was rather ordinary, and it was packed with obstacles that would eventually lead to his epic deception. So let's begin today's video. Howard Walmsley. Born and raised in the United Kingdom, Howard enjoyed a seemingly ordinary life, but beneath the surface, problems arose that would eventually lead him down an unexpected road. Howard ran into financial difficulties in the late 1990s. He wasn't new to financial difficulties, but this time it was more serious. Howard constructed his astounding lie against the backdrop of financial desperation and marital difficulties. He felt trapped by his circumstances, and he saw an opportunity to change everything with a single significant lie. Howard decided to inform Kathy that he had won the lottery prize. Not just any win, but an £8.9 million prize in the British National Lottery. This lie was not created out of intention or a desire to cause harm. It was a mistaken attempt to resolve his issues and save his marriage. Howard believed that by claiming to have won the lottery, he could give Kathy the life she deserved, free of financial problems and full of happiness. However, he didn't know that this lie would quickly bring him down a far more intricate and difficult path than he could not have imagined. Simply, Howard overlooked the consequences of his lie when he planned it. This small lie was intended to provide a glimpse of confidence and a temporary solution to their financial difficulties. However, Howard's story developed over time. The win became a spectacular narrative of winning the jackpot, an incredible £8.9 million from the British National Lottery. Kathy, who had stood by Howard through thick and thin, believed him. She saw no reason to question her husband's word. To her, the news was a miracle that promised to pull them out of their financial difficulties and bring new life into their relationship. Luxury life. The thrill and relief that followed from believing they had won millions was overwhelming. Kathy imagined a future full of comfort, stability, and happiness, all they could dream of. Howard became increasingly involved in his web of lies as he saw how helpful his lie had been to Kathy. He began to elaborate on their new lifestyle, planning purchases and investments to match their mythical lottery earnings. The lies began to take shape in the real world when Howard and Kathy began living as if they had won millions. They purchased beautiful cars, dream homes, and lived like millionaires. However, as the lie developed, so did the difficulty of maintaining it. Howard had to come up with more complicated explanations and plans to keep the lie going. He found himself in a constant battle to keep his story believable, knowing that each step further into the lie brought it closer to its final collapse. But how did Howard and Kathy's opulent lifestyle begin to raise concerns? Was their life too good to be true? Howard Walmsley, having crafted a story of a large lottery win, drew his wife Kathy and everyone else into a world of wealth. Claiming to have £8.9 million at their disposal, the couple embarked on a spree of extravagant but fictitious spending. After winning the lottery, they lived a life of pure luxury. The rumours. As Walmsley continued to maintain his lie, the community's perception began to change. Whispers and rumours began to swirl. How did the Walmsleys suddenly afford such a lifestyle? Questions began to develop, and the fabric of their story began to appear. The local community, which had previously been filled with excitement at the couple's win, began to look at them with skepticism and curiosity. People began to question the validity of their win, wondering if there was more to the story than met the eye. To maintain the appearance of a lottery millionaire, he engaged in a series of financial manipulations and fraudulent businesses, further linking him to a web of deceit. Howard's financial appearance involved several risky maneuvers. He started writing checks he couldn't pay, trying to keep the illusion running long enough for a solution to arise. He even went so far as to fake bank records and financial documents to demonstrate his fake wealth to friends, family, and financial institutions. These were not just fabrications, but substantial financial frauds, and Howard was well aware of the legal risks of what he was performing. To keep up appearances, Howard began borrowing money and making promises based on his alleged lottery winnings. He convinced people to invest in his initiatives and plans, promising them large profits. He even got his bank manager to issue him loans and credit lines under his false identity of being a multimillionaire. The arrest. Maintaining such a complicated lie was not an easy task. Doubts and suspicions began to emerge among those around Howard. Friends and family members began to question the reality of his statements as time passed, without any substantial evidence of the win. They saw conflicts in his stories and questioned why he was still borrowing money after winning such a large fortune. The local community, too, began to develop concerns. People who formerly admired and desired the Walmsleys began to speculate about the truthfulness of their fortune. As the pressure increased, Howard found it increasingly difficult to keep his tail straight, resulting in more questionable behaviors and actions. The year 1999 marked a turning point when Howard's lie could no longer be maintained, leading to his final discovery and arrest. The unraveling began when financial institutions, which had provided loans and credits to Howard, discovered abnormalities. The bank, fooled by his fake credentials and fabricated wealth, became increasingly suspicious of his financial transactions. As the scrutiny increased, the flaws in Howard's story became impossible to ignore. Investigations were started, and it wasn't long until the truth was revealed. There was no lottery win, no multi-million-pound jackpot, just a series of lies and forgeries. Howard's arrest sent shockwaves across his social circle and the wider society. Finally, following Howard's release, he and Kathy faced a life completely transformed by the lie. They were faced with the problem of rebuilding trust, not only with one another, but with everyone around them. The couple's ride through this journey became a story of human weakness. Also, Howard Walmsley's incredible story demonstrates how the truth always wins.